Welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton, and welcome to my instant match reaction to Everton 1, Bournemouth 3. Everton capitulate and suffer yet another defeat at home at an empty Goodison Park against a side who may well be relegated regardless of the result. I'm not actually going to stick around and check it out to see what goes on in that respect because I'm not interested. All I'm interested in is the fact that this Everton side are an absolute disgrace and should hang their heads in shame for the season they've inflicted on us. This is our worst Premier League finish for 16 years. It's the second worst Premier League finish I've ever witnessed as an Everton supporter. I mean, that's testament to how well we've done in the past, maybe under David Moyes, what we've done respectably, but it's still a disgrace, this performance by Everton this season. Every single one of these players should hang their heads in shame. Even players who have done relatively well this season, nobody's really hit the heights we could expect of them, except from maybe the front two. It's just depressing, isn't it? I mean, you just think it can't get more depressing, and then we lose to a side who probably get relegated regardless of the fact that they've beaten us on our own turf today. A goal from a former Liverpool player as well, a player who never even scored for Liverpool, I don't think. Dominic Solanke gets a goal, they get a penalty, they score that, and Stanislas scores one which literally goes through the T-Rex arms of Jordan Pickford. Every single one of our players should be ashamed of their output this season. I think it's an absolute embarrassment for Everton to finish in the bottom half. I mean, we've finished 11th a couple of times, but I think we're 12th this season, which is an absolutely disgraceful display from a side who've invested heavily. Well, I mean, it's no guarantee of success, as we should bloody well know by now. But these players have not got a bit of pride. There's no professionalism. I feared when football restarted after the lockdown that we would struggle without our supporters. And I mean, we get a bit of a bad rap, I think, Everton fans, for maybe being a bit hostile towards our own players. But now we've seen exactly why. These players do not care, and they need the rockets up their backsides from the supporters if they're going to try and get anything, because they just haven't got any professional standards. They don't want to do well themselves. They don't want to do well for Everton Football Club, which is an absolute disgrace. And there's not much more you can say about that, but fair play to Bournemouth. They had a good go. They got the win. I'm not sure whether it's enough to keep them up, and if they do go down, we should probably stay well acquainted, because I think if without any supporters in the stadium next season, we've got to hope like hell that we've got supporters back in the stadiums next season, because without Everton fans in Goodison Park, we could easily be relegated next season. This team has not got it in them to motivate themselves. Everton fans are the reason we're as high as we are in the table, if you'd ask me. Our fans are absolutely exceptional, and I think it's down to us that we're where we are in the table. I think we could be even lower were it not for us. I think it just doesn't bear thinking about what Everton could have been like if we'd have had an empty stadium all season, and it doesn't bear thinking about. I just feel really empty at the moment. I'm just very, very glad this season's over. I'm not looking forward to next season. I don't care how good the manager we've got is. I just don't see where we're going to go from here. We just got to hope we get some good transfers, get some good players in. Maybe Ancelotti can work a bit more with the players we've got and get a bit more out of those going into the next season. But it's not. I can't feel optimistic about next season. I mean, I know we've had the last time we had such a terrible season was David Moyes' second, and the year after that we did get top four. So that's maybe the saving grace. Like, we've got to try and cling to that, hopefully. And we could surprise people next season, because everyone's expecting us to be in a relegation battle next year. I mean, they probably won't, but we can't write that prospect off, unfortunately, because these players are just so spineless. It's unbelievable, and every single one of them should be ashamed of themselves today. They just don't care about the club, and we can't expect to do anything while these players don't want to achieve more for themselves, let alone the football club. Just unbelievable. I mean, on the positive side, Moise Keane has a good game and got himself a goal. It's only his second of the season, but he was pretty decent. And that'll probably be it for the positives because I can't really remember anything else enjoyable that happened in that game. I'm just completely depressed now, and I've had enough of Everton for another 3 months. We'd normally have a 3 month break, but unfortunately we've only got 6 weeks before we've got to suffer this crap again. We've got to get our act together. We've seriously got to get some players in because these lads can't cut the mustard. You can tell that. You've got eyes. You've seen what's happened today, and you've seen what's happened in the last couple of games throughout this season under Marco Silva before that as well. We're absolutely appalling, and don't kid yourselves. We are not too good to go down with this squad. We are in serious danger of being sucked into a relegation battle next season if we don't get the right players in this summer. And it's going to be crucial that Ancelotti can work maybe some of his magic and that Marcel Brands gets it right, because if we don't, we could be in serious trouble. If we do, we could surprise people next season and do very well. I think that's the situation we're in right now. We're firmly in mid-table. It could go either way. We've just got to hope for our sakes and, that it does go the right way. But it's hard to be optimistic after witnessing us get beat at home off a team who've probably got relegated anyway. So, and it's not like we were sweeping everyone aside beforehand. We've only won one of the last 6 games, which is very similar to the second season under David Moyes, where we ended the season on a very appalling note as well. Yeah, it's just hard to be optimistic. I'm really sorry, guys. I'd love to be able to shout platitudes all over the gaff and make us feel all optimistic and cushy going into the transfer window and next season. But yeah, it's all going to be about the transfer window now. We've got to address some of the major issues in the squad, and hopefully if we get that right, we can kick on and move forward, and if we don't, it doesn't bear thinking about. So yeah, I'd love to have been more positive here, guys, but this has just been the nature of this season. It's been a very, very, very depressing season. I'd love to be more positive, but this is the best I can do at this moment in time. Hopefully I will be back with some 24/7 shows in the coming weeks, and we'll be going over the transfer window and silly season and whatnot. And hopefully in that period we can do some things that we can maybe lift our spirits as Everton fans, because we desperately need something. And as I said before, as Everton fans, we're the reason that Everton are doing probably where they are, as opposed to even lower, because our fans, whatever happens to the club, for better or worse, our fans, and never forget this, are absolutely exceptional, and there's nothing quite like an Everton fan base. It really is something special, and that's something that Carlo Ancelotti got spot on in his pre-match comments today, is that there's no fan base like Everton, and that will be with us forever, regardless of what happens moving forward. But unfortunately, on the pitch, it's just a bit of a bitter pill to swallow at the moment, and we're going to have to suck it up and try and keep our mental strength as high as we possibly can, and just look ahead to next season, and hopefully Everton can deliver in the transfer market and give us something to be a bit more optimistic about, because that's about as optimistic as it's going to get, unfortunately, this summer. There you have it, guys. Let us know how you thought we played. I mean, that's a silly question. We played absolutely abysmally, but let us know what you feel like going into this off-season, very short off-season. Drop us a comment below. Give this video a like and subscribe for Everton content. I'm going to be doing a lot of transfer videos in the coming weeks in the build up to the new season, and hopefully we get some new faces in that can make us feel a lot better about Everton and not completely depressed. So yeah, definitely tune in for that. Get subscribed so you can see all that. Ring the bell to get notified as well. And until then, thank you for tuning in this season on the Toffee Blues, and here's to a better 2020-21 season. See you later.